Yeah,
Hello
to
everybody, how you
spend
all are doing?
their
Just
valuable
quick,
time with
chat
us.
with everyone. Yes, are you doing good? No, you're not doing good. Something. Let's get a quick responses and we can then start with the session. Yeah. Doing good. Also, which year are you from? Like third year, second year, fourth year? Which year are you from? I'll just get a quick, response from everyone so that I can analyze how can I put up the things. Second year, third year, okay, okay, fine. So we'll just move on to the session. I'll just share my screen. Oh, there is one person from first year as well. Cool. I liked your enthu, man. Welcome to the session. Yeah. Um, Hello, everyone. So this session is about open source. So we are spotlighting the open source, what it is, how we can jump onto the open source, how we can get started with it, and how things can be handled in the open source. So before moving on, I would like to introduce myself. Hello, everyone. I'm Sanika Patil. I am currently working as a SecOps engineer at Barclays, character inventor of code. And I was also a maintainer for Hacktoberfest 2023. Okay, so what is open source, right? Firstly, you'll be having the question open source. So answer is in the name itself. As it is given, open and source. Open means it is open for all, and source means the source code. Whatever applications or whatever projects that are made open source, that means what? The source code is available to everyone. The maintainers or the visitors can come and see the source code of that project, of that application, and it is made available to everyone. Okay? Why people make source code open to all? First thing is because they want people and developer to come and give their contribution to their project or to the onto their development, right? If I'm developing an application, I would surely like to get people opinion, what people can add, what values they can add to my project, to my application, so that it can be handed over to user in a much better way. Okay, so this is one of the motives. So what is open source? Open source is it means it is free to use. It is freely available onto the GitHub, onto different various platforms, so that people can come and use that source code for their personal development of the projects. Okay, then it is free to modify. You can just go onto the websites, you can just check their source code, and if you feel like I can add some value in it, you can just ask maintainers that, hey, I can contribute to your project and I can give my contribution in your awesome project. So you can be a part of various vast projects, like Kubernetes is there, like Python Django is there. You can just go and ask them, like, I know these technologies, how can I be helpful in your project? So it is just awesome, right? Next thing is, it is a collaborative. What collaborative means is, there isn't a single person behind the development of a huge project. Agreed? Like, there are a bunch of people, groups of people who are working together to make that project successful. So open source provide that platform so that developers can come collaborate in different ways and they can come up with a good product, right? Next thing, it is transparent. We are not hiding any kind of source code from anyone. It is just transparent. What functionalities have written onto the project is just visible to each and everyone, right? Next thing is community driven. There are multiple communities who are a part of open source, who have their own open source projects. Like Kubernetes is there, as I mentioned. So Kubernetes is having its own community, own huge community, where people can come and contribute to the projects and be the part of that global community. It's just awesome, right? So as I've mentioned, here are some popular examples of open source, that is Linux. Might be people might be knowing, many of you that Linux is an open source project. Like Linux code is available freely to everyone, so you can just go and check that out, right? Yeah. So when we are talking about open source, so you might be having a question that there are multiple people are contributing at the same time, and doesn't it creating any kind of clutter in that project? Is the question is so valid, and the answer is yes. It creates a lot of clutter. So what we have for that is version control. What version control means is, see, you have created a project. Suppose you want to create a website for your college. Okay, so you want to create an attendance website for your college. Now there might be a group of 5 people working onto that project, uh, in a particular time span for a month, right? So each and everyone will be having a collection of files, right? Each and everyone will be having a different source code, different functionalities. So how we can track these changes, how we can track the project, now it is completed, which version onto it is working, right? So all these versions are getting controlled by the version control system. Now, whenever you start a single project, you'll start with an HTML code. Okay, first you will write the HTML code, then you'll provide the styling to it using CSS. After that, you'll provide the backend functionalities using might be Node or JavaScript, whatsoever it may be. So all these changes are getting tracked by version control. What version control do is, first you'll be having a basic file, which is the the skeleton of the project. Suppose HTML, CSS, and JavaScript files. So after that, if maintainer checks that files, and if he feels like, no, this source code isn't working, or it is taking a lot of time to getting load onto the web page, so what he can tell developers is, no, this code is not working, you'll have to make these kind of changes in that. So again, developer will come and do the following changes. Now after that, what happens is, if that version of that project is again not working, you have to shift to the previous version. Then version control provides that functionality to you. Okay, so again, version control is done by Git, SVN, and Mercurial, as I have included the examples in the slides. So version control is, again, reverse the mistakes, as I mentioned, that if a particular version of your project isn't working, you can just shift to the previous version of your project, right? And then branching. Branching, I will explain in the later part of this session, but let's just understand the fundamental things. I hope it is clear till version control. Now, next thing is, many people are very confused between Git and GitHub. Let me clear. Git is just a version control system, and it is just used to track the code. You can't host the repository about GitHub. It is basically a web-based cloud platform which is used to host the repository. What we see in the onto the slides, main purpose of Git is just to manage the code history onto your local machine. But when we are talking about GitHub, it allows the collaboration when people can come and visit your project. You can just, if you want to showcase your project to people, you can just get a simple URL from GitHub, but you can't do it with Git. So Git is basically a CLI, command line interface, which provides the tracking system to our project, nothing else. Okay, and yeah, its use cases, basically you can create branches, merge the code. You shouldn't be bothered about what all content I'm talking about. I'll just mention each and everything with slices in onto the upcoming part. I hope the difference between Git and GitHub is clear to you. Now, this might sound a bit, confusing to you, a bit, not understandable, but I'll just make it a slices of that, and I'll make you understand through it. So first is, what suppose you have a project. Now what you can do is, if I want to host that project, I want to track its various versions of that project, what these commands I can use. Basically, what I feel is, rather than showing you the image, I'll just quickly jump onto the implementation of it, and we can just enjoy the implementation. I hope you all are with me. So if you want to, try it with me, I'll just request many of you to maybe Karthik or Dishant to copy paste the commands which I have pasted it in the further part of the session.
It's done. It's done.
Yeah, thank you so much. So as I think Karthik has provided the links to you, so you can just download Git and GitHub from that, and you can just get started with me as I can. I'll be able to do the commands and all over here. You can just try that over with me. So firstly, let us create new.txt in our project, right? Suppose we have a folder named as text test, and we have created a new file called new.txt. Now let us see if
Sorry to interrupt you.
I,
Are you sharing
hello,
that screen? Yeah, are you sharing that screen?
isn't my screen visible to you?
Your Chrome screen is visible, so that's why I have to ask.
Oh, I've shared the entire screen. Just a minute. I'll just share it again.
Yeah. Meanwhile, we're all able to understand this part, what Sanika was
And version
sharing.
control, if there is any difficulty, just paste it in the chat. We can just, get it clear right now so that you can understand the next version, next part of the session. Okay. I hope Dishant, my screen is visible right now.
Yes, it is visible.
Okay.
Guys, respond.
So
Where are you?
yes. So as you can see, I've created the the folder named as text test, and inside that I have created a new file named as new.txt. I'll just open the git bash over here, right? Are you able to see the git bash, Dishant?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Okay. So suppose, firstly, if you want to set your Git, firstly you have to type git config global user dot name, and here you can just paste it like Sanika. Okay, just type this command. It will just make your username as Sanika Patil. If you want to change it later, you can do that as well. I'll just show you the command which you can do it, through which you can do it. So I'll just paste enter. For same for I will do it for user dot email. I'll just paste my email over here. Sanika Patil. Yeah. So I'll just set up the username and email for my Git for this project. And what I'll do is I initialize the Git over here through which command git init. Just make sure you're noting down the flow of commands which you have to follow throughout the tracking process. So firstly, you are initializing the git for this repository. I mean, for well, again, repository means what? The folder which you are creating or which you try to push onto the git system. Okay. So firstly, you're what? You're initializing git onto this project. As you can see, it is saying that you have initialized git onto this empty repository. Repository means what? It is a folder. Now, as you initialized git, you can see that here on VS Code, it is showing U. U means what? It is untracked. Untracked means what? You haven't done or uploaded this file onto the staging area, now onto your local machine, right? But now we want to host it onto the Git system for its version control, right? So for that, firstly, we have to track it and get it to the staging area. From staging area, what you can do is you can either commit that file for the final process, or you can not commit with the file. You can just put it onto the local system. So this is what staging area is. You are supposed to put it onto the Git system, okay, Git tracking system. So as I haven't done the commit process, it is just showing me untracked over here, naming as you. Okay. So for checking the status of this, we just write git status. Okay, cool. See, firstly, we'll start from the first line. Get status. Status means what? On which part of the tracking system is this file is, or is this project is. So firstly, it is on branch master. Branch means what? Now there are thousands of collaborators or developers working on the single project. Each may be having different branches. Branches means what? A single source wherein each developer can have multiple or single branches when we are contributing to a project which is having thousands of files, right? So we can have different branches. Branches is basically through which we can contribute to that project. It can be a single branch or the multiple branches. So now for this project, the branch is master. Master is by default main branch of any project. So as you can see, firstly, previously it would have been a main branch, but now since I think 2019, it has been master to called as master to the main branch. Okay. So as you can see, it is showing status that no commits have been added yet because the file is not tracked either. Okay. The file has not added to the staging area as well. So firstly, these five need to be tracked. So for that, what we can do is we can add the command git add and then put the dot. Using the dot, what we can do is we can add all the files. Suppose we have thousands of files on the project and we want to add it into the staging area. Just add a dot, okay? And if you want to add this single file, just make sure that you are typing the name of that file. So this is how you can add files onto the staging area, right? So we can just add this. As you can see, files are added. Now again, I check the status of this file, right? As you can see, it was showing untracked files. Now it is changes are been done. It got added to the staging area. Now what we want to do is we want to commit. Now for this, the command is git commit -m-m, and then you'll have to add some command commit message. For that, you'll have to use double colons and then type some message that added new file. Okay. Yeah. So this is how you can add your file to Git. Is this clear? Dishant, do we have any questions in the chat till now?
Not as of now. Guys, any questions? Feel free to ask.
Are you
Like,
able to get it? Like, are you able to get it? Firstly, what we'll do, we'll initialize the Git init by doing the init command to this project. What we'll do is we'll check the status of this project, like which files are untracked and which files should be added to the staging area. Next, we'll add those files onto the staging area by having the command git add dot. After that, you'll be having, after that, we'll be checking the status of that files, like are they added to the staging area or not, and then we'll do the final commit. Whenever we are tracking the changes, this commit message should be written. This commit command should be written for successful add of the file onto the staging area. Is it clear to everyone? Right? Okay. Now moving on. Your file is on master branch. Now through this, if I write a message, hi Sanika here. I just made a small change in this file, okay? And you can see changes are tracked by Git. Now you'll be very, Git statements. Now Git has that ability to point out a very small change that has been done in the file. So what he is doing is he's telling me that, oh, you have modified new.txt. So you have made a new change in the new.txt file. You have to commit it again for the another version of your project. Is it clear? So this is how if you make a smaller change, if you even add a space in your file, it will be getting tracked by Git. This is how the version control is done by Git. Okay. Next thing is let's play with the branches, right? Just a minute. Okay. So if I want to get the logs, what I have done till now. So this is the log. Log means what? It gets the proper tracking history or the change in history of your project. Using git log, firstly, I've done the single commit, right? Hello? Hello?
No, there was nothing.
Okay.
No.
I've done the single commit till now, and that commit has a separate hash ID over here, right? This is the ID which we have to keep in mind. Keep in mind in the sense of what?
Guys,
Git
just a
is
minute.
noting
We
down
have
each.
someone question. Please shut
Yeah.
it down. How can we
Uh,
add file to tagging area? Do it just automatically.
how can we add files through it to staging area? Does it goes automatically? Yeah. So basically, it's a backend function provided by Git. If you provide git add dot or git add that file name, it will automatically go to the staging area, wherein all the files are located who will be having their different versions, right? And each version will be having this kind of ID. Okay, I hope it is clear. Or you still have a question? Just let me know. Is it? Okay. Let me know, Dishant, if he has any particular question after this.
Sure, sure. Ram, if you have any questions, feel free to add it in the chat. We'll respond to it.
Yes. Okay. I hope till this you all people are with me. So we have checked git log and we didn't had different branches for each of the file. We just have new.txt file, this text, and it got tracked. Again, I committed. Okay. So this was the single text and single commit done by Git. So what are these are helpful to you if you want to track onto the next, segment of the project. So what to create a new branch. So as I see, my current branch is master branch, which is the main branch of the project. Now I want to create, as I'm an open source developer, what I would like to do is I would like to create a new branch using that branch. Okay. So I'll just create get checkout. Okay. And suppose I do get checkout. As you can see, I have created this branch using git branch dev. So my dev branch is created. I got checked out from master. Question now, Sanika, I don't want this 1.txt and I just want to add nothing was added into it. This text also I don't want. Okay, let's this text also I don't want. Okay, let's shift it and provide this ID, right? Just copy and paste this ID over here. I hope it will work. Let's check it out. What you can see over here is 1.txt got deleted and I got changed into a new branch. new.txt is there and the text is also not there. This is how Git works for tracking the versions of your project. I think it might be a little confusing for the one who is learning for the first time, but this is how things work in Git. So you just have to remember 4 or 5 commands throughout the Git system if you are working for open source projects. First is you have to initialize Git onto your folder using git init command. Next, you have to just check the status of that project, like which files are is the second command. Third command is git add dot, which adds all the untracked file onto the staging area. And the fourth one is git commit. Okay, git commit -m in the double commas. You will have to provide the message you want to showcase to the developers or to the maintainers that I have done this and that in this commit. Each commit is having a different hash ID, and you can track the changes by checkout. You can create different branches using git branch and the branch name you want to create. So this is how Git works. If you have any kind of doubts in Git, just feel free to ask me right now. We can just resolve it. We can just play with the Git right now. Okay. I'm waiting for 2 minutes or just 1 minute. I'll take a sip of water. Let's see if you have any questions.
Go ahead, Ram.
Yes, please come again.
Let's wait for Ram to reply.
Yeah, sure. I hope I didn't confuse you, and just bumbled on the themes with you onto you. How can we merge two codes using Git? Very good.
Yeah.
So yes, let's do it right now. Where are we? Oh, okay. Yeah, that's so confusing. Okay. Now I want to again get onto this commit. Let's copy this again. Just a minute. Let's get onto the current version of our project, which is this one, I guess. Yeah. Okay. Copy it. Paste it over here. Paste it. Okay. Yeah, we got our project back. Hopefully, yes. Okay. Now you want to merge these two branches. Very good question. Just you have to write git merge master. It is showing already up to date. Now this one.txt and new.txt are in the master branch. Is it clear? See, whichever branch you are on, just type the name of the branch you want it to get merged with. I hope it is clear. Now we were on the dev branch, right? We were on the dev branch. We want to get it merged with branch. So I'll just write git merge master. As simple as that. If I'm on the master branch, I want to get it merged with the dev. I want all my content from master to get it onto the dev. I'll just write git merge dev. Is it clear?
It says yes.
Okay, fine. Do we have any questions? Okay. Are we good to go then? Can we get a quick thumbs up? Are you all with me? Are you all got bored? Is it too rocket science I'm firing on to you? Is it not interesting? Okay.
We're getting much interesting stuff coming up. So don't worry. We just learn
Okay.
about
So covered it in the very first part of the session itself. I'm very sorry for that, but let's all about Git, everyone. Let's move on to GitHub. Let's just, go with the presentation. Now, what are we here is to make our first open source contribution if you haven't done it yet. Okay, so there are 5 steps for the open source contribution. Now, it is very easy. I just, bombed out you with the different commands and all those stuff, that huge hash ID and everything. But sorry for that. Now let's move on to the interesting stuff. I hope Parthik has shared the link of GitHub with you. Just download GitHub from there. You can have a GitHub desktop onto your local system as well, or you can have the cloud application of them, github.com as well. So you can just, I'll just share and give a quick intro about how GitHub looks like. So yeah, this is how GitHub will appear in the first. This is quite messy for me, but for you, it will be a very beautiful environment to look like onto the first page. Yeah, so this is how GitHub looks like. I'm just getting you onto my profile. So yeah, yeah. This is the overall, homepage of your profile. Here it will be your username. Here are all the tabs which are available. First is repositories. As I've mentioned, repositories is basically the folder of your project or the collection of various different files collected together. Okay, let's move on to the repositories, how they look like. These are the names of the repositories. These are the forks, and these are the stars. What is mean by fork? F-O-R-K. Fork means, suppose I have a project which I'm saying, I'll just show you. It's a bit confusing for you also. Suppose this is one of the open source community, right? Suppose this is a random open source community, and they are having different projects you want to contribute to. So they'll be having different repositories over here. What I can do is, this is one of the repositories available onto their community page of GitHub. What I can do is, I can create a fork of it. That means a copy of this whole project onto my system or my GitHub account. Okay. So if I do fork, so see, now on my repositories, I have 38 repositories. The total count is 38, and the first one is good first issue. We can ignore this. If I create a fork of this repository, what we can do is create a fork. Now, if I refresh this page, what I can see is I have 39 repositories. From that, I have these curated resources, which I just forked from this, Iglion Programmers Curated Resources repository. Is it clear? Means I got a copy at my account of this project, wherein I can make the changes and I can just view it if they are working fine or not. Is it clear? So I just created a fork, which means a working copy of that project onto my GitHub. I hope it is clear now. Now, this interface might be a very confusing for you. So this is basically a code segment wherein all the files, all the folders are displayed over here. This is the very huge repository for you. So these are various different folders. You can just click them and you can just study the code of that. Okay. So these are different, what we can say, folders. Here are the languages used to build up that, right? After that, here are the branches. You can create different branches from here as well, right? Actions, GitHub actions are there, automatic actions, CI/CD pipelines that can be provided from actions tab. Then from here, from settings, if you want to host this project as a web page, you can do this using this pages. If you have a project using HTML, CSS files, GitHub pages are used to host your website onto the GitHub, right? Next thing is, if you want to just delete this, update this, whatever you want to do is, you just have to delete it from here. many people don't know this if they are new to this platform. So you can just delete the repository from here. GitHub also, hello. Okay. GitHub also provides you the functionality of making the repository as a private repository, which no one can show, showcase, or no one can visit onto that repository if it is a private. You just can access it by yourself. Okay. So as I said, there are 5 steps of open source contributions. If I am a new open source contributor, what I will do is I'll just find out the projects like this. I find that I can contribute to the C++ part. As I can see, you just have to copy paste the resources, or have to upload the codes that whatsoever. So I am able to contribute onto this project. First thing is go onto the issues tab. Issue tab is what is if you are a maintainer of that project. Here is the assignee tab. Assignee tabs is means assignee tab. Assignee tabs is means what? From here, if you check, you have the user and you just to assist to you that, and you can make the changes and you can upload it. Okay, so this is the first step of open source project collaborations. If you don't want to create an issue, just check if you can solve these issues. What developers do is they just create issue. They don't know how to develop for that. They don't know how to solve that issue, so they just create an issue. You can just do it. What you can just hover to this, click onto this issue, just type the comment that, hey, tagging this, suppose I'm tagging Arnav. Hey Arnav, I'm able to solve issue, just assign it to me. Okay, so that what he can do is he will assign this issue to you and you can work on that. I hope it is clear till now. First step of your open source collaboration is, first thing, you have to fork that repository. If you find any bug, any changes, any enhancements, create an issue. If not, you don't want to create an issue, just assign this issue by yourself to you if you are able to contribute it to you. So just you can ask that maintainer or that issue creator that, hey, just assign it to me, I'll work on that. I hope it sounds good till here. Suppose, yeah, so now I am in IEEE Programmers and Curated Resources. This is my location, but you don't have to make the changes from here directly onto the main system. What you have done is you have created the fork, that means the copy of that project, go onto the C++. Now what I would like to do is, I would like to add a new file and new code into this repository. So what I will do is I'll just create the new file from here, named as new.cpp for a second, and I'll write a program, small program, int A, B, C. Okay, and then I'll write C is equals to A plus B. Then you will write C out C end. Okay, so this is the very short program you are writing in C++. But where are you doing these changes? Onto your local repository, not onto the main repository. Okay, so firstly, I'm doing these changes. I'm committing these changes. Do you remember we were committing these changes using Git as well, right? We were committing these changes. So on GitHub, this tab is there for committing these changes. Now, you can just add the description that I have added the new program in this repository. Whenever you are going for the professional contributions, make sure you are adding this description to make sure that the maintainer is able to understand what exactly have you done in this project for this change. Okay, so this commit message is there, which we were writing in the Git, that -m, and then onto this commas, this message. And Suppose now I don't want to commit it through the main branch. I want to create a new branch. So just go on create a new branch option. And then I just want to create a branch called as Sanika. I hope it is visible to all of you. Okay. I'll just propose these changes. Okay. As you can see, GitHub is automatically comparing between these branches to the base. Base means what? Base was the fundamental version of your project, which was the main branch. Now you have created the Sanika branch and you have added the new .cpp file and you have written some code onto it. If I go onto the main branch, Sanika and basement were the same. So it is not showing me any option of comparing and pulling those changes onto the main branch. I'll again go onto the Sanika branch. Let's see if GitHub is able to match. Okay, GitHub is finding that you have created this on 17th of this, date and everything is there. And what changes have you done? These are the changes. Okay, these are the changes. Right. So, okay. Now, you have got this option, create a pull request. What is the pull request? Pull request is basically the information or the document which you share with the main project that I have done these changes and pull this code to the main branch, to the main project. Okay, so you just create a pull request and asking that maintainer that, hey, I have done these changes. Would you be able to review them? And if they are finding, if you are finding them useful, are you able to merge it with the main version of your project? Is it fine? So this is the main functionality of pull request. So all the changes you have done onto your branch are not automatically, added to the main project. They are followed by this set of processes. So this is the, so you just have to add a description of your change. I will cover those points, what all points you will have to cover onto the in the pull request. We'll see in the presentation. But as you can see here, you have the options to add markdowns, paste and drop your screenshots of the changes that you have done. Suppose you have developed the cards of for the e-commerce website and you have added that and you are creating a pull request. It is better to add the screenshots of cards you have developed onto the website so that maintainer can be easily able to recognize how they are, how they look like. So without getting and onto the project, checking them how it is working and all, you can just paste the screenshots of that. Cool. Yes, so I'll just create.
How can we contribute to open source? Let's also show them those things because we're currently short on time.
Yeah,
So
I'll be
we
coming
have to,
onto it
yeah,
after this.
sure, thanks.
I'll be coming onto it. So this is just the process I'm showing. How they can contribute to the global level, I will be showing that. Okay. So, okay. So I'm creating this pull request. This is the, now GitHub is checking the ability to merge. Why? Because this is the only one developer, which is Sanika, which is contributing to this project, who is contributing to this project. But there are thousands of developers. If another developer comes and creates that new .cpp having the same code, there might be a merge conflicts over here. GitHub won't be able to, merge these two because it will create a lot of clutter onto this repository, onto that project. So it will just ask the developer to resolve that issue. Okay. So as I'm the maintainer of this project, I'm getting this, message, merge the pull request. Let's merge it. Okay. Now I have created the pull request. As you can see, this pull request is being shown in this report. I think I got it. Oh God, I just merged it. I was the maintainer, so I just got it merged over here. I shouldn't be doing that because it would have been shown over here that this pull request has been created. Okay, sorry, by mistake I just merged it. But you will see the pull request that you have created onto your from your local project to this main, and all these pull requests have been shown over here. So maintainer come over here, check the code, check the the all the pull request description and everything, and they are able to merge. Look, I am getting this option again over here because I'm the maintainer of this project, but you won't get it over here, right? Okay. Yes, coming on to the question, how we can contribute to open source projects. Okay, this is the explore options you get.
Let's also share this PPT which we have for open source.
Yes, just a minute. Okay. Before that, let's move on to the PPT first. So what we discussed is we'll have to first create an issue. Now this issue should have title, type of an issue. If you want to do enhancement, if you want to add a new feature into it. So type of issue is also an important aspect of issues. Next is description, changes required, skills you have, and time duration you'll be taking to develop and work on these issues. I hope it sounds good. Okay. Next thing, pull request. How pull request should look like, what things should be mentioned in the pull request. First is description. You should include all the things, what you are doing, what you have done in the pull request. Fixes, issue number, exactly which issue have you worked on. Type of changes, as here are the some of the type of changes have included: bug fix or new feature you have added, breaking change, something like that. Next thing is the testing configuration. Might be your pull request might be needing some separate OS configurations or any versions of your applications. So you just have to include the test configuration for that. And here is the checklist. So basically this format is a very professional format if you want to do level open source contributions. I have just provided them into the slides. Okay, cool. Coming on to the how you can contribute to open source projects. Now, as let's suppose I want to contribute to, I hope the spelling is correct. Cool. I want to contribute to Hacktoberfest. Sorry.
We might have to go to the website of Hacktoberfest.
No, you will find it over here.
Directly here. How is that?
Yeah, directly here. So here are the projects which are there on the Hacktoberfest websites as well, but here because they are added to the Hacktoberfest organizations, right? So as we search Hacktoberfest, all the things, all the projects are displayed over here. Now, as you can see, these are the skills required to get your contribution accepted and to contribute onto this project. So if you know JavaScript and everything, you can contribute to this project. Next things are these one. Okay, from this, if you want to go with the project which is having a lesser number of contributors and you just have to make your first contribution, so you can go with the you can go with the fewest forks because lesser number of contributors have been contributed over there. So you can go with the fewest forks over here and you will be able to, hello, am I audible?
Yeah, we can hear you. Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, okay. So from here you can filter out the repositories. I hope this is the thing. Next thing is, if I want to find good first issues, what good first issues means, see this is the repositories which is having good first issues from GSOC. Okay, let's not that, I'll be explaining you what GSOC and all those things are here. But if you pick up these good first issues, these are the very low level issues which anyone can solve and very easy to solve, right? If anyone is starting their contributions to open source for the first time, they can just type over here good first issues and you can just solve these issues. Okay, I hope it is clear it to everyone. Just type your doubts in the chat. Further session will be taken over by Dishant. I would like to hand it over to Dishant. All yours. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Guys, let me know once you're able to see my screen. What do you think
Yeah.
about this? Are you familiar with this meme? Give a thumbs up if you are. Yeah, I don't see it coming. So, what we learned till now, we got to know how exactly we can create a pull request, how to contribute, but what do we get out of it? I just don't want those stickers. I want some money. So, how can I get it? There are few open source opportunities which you can go for and get some money out of it and do some internship. And it's not only about, hey guys, mute yourself, mute yourself. Hey, mute yourself. Yeah, that's better. If you don't want to hear, you can definitely leave. That's also one of the options you can opt for. So apart from that, I was on open source internship. We have multiple open source internship available. So right now we have GSOD, Outreach, Linux Foundation Mentorship Program, where not only you will be able to learn, but also be able to earn out of it. And on top of it, you'll have multiple networking sessions with them. The more network you have, the more connection you have, get more chances to go on top of the ladder and get some good industry experience out of it. So there are also summer internships which are available in NVIDIA, Google, and Microsoft. I currently do remember Google is hiring and Microsoft is also hiring for interns. You can join them, and also they are hiring for uh, like student graduates, something like that. Yeah, you can go for it. So also, as Sanika explained us, there is what was it? Yeah, Hacktoberfest. You can go for it. It's currently running, and you can definitely earn badges, which will definitely help you with industry experience in getting internship. So in the previous webinar, I did discuss about how you can possibly get an industry experience and get a good job by hackathons, contributions. So now this is one of them. Go ahead and do it. I would recommend you to participate in all those things. There is also one more, which is Google, not Google, Girl Script of Summer of Code, something like that. You can always search about it. Just a moment. Girl Script. Hope you're able to see this. Please. Sorry about this. I got cold this afternoon. This is currently running, and you can. It has been extended. One moment, you can contribute to it and try checking it out. Okay, we still have time. You can earn more than that. You can earn badges. You can get some networking. Even if you get a chance, if you contribute to this open source program, you will be able to get an offers for internships directly from LinkedIn. So better to post everything on LinkedIn. You may get some opportunities. Okay. Now let's get back. That's all from us today. We'll see you tomorrow in prompt engineering workshop. I hope I see you all. Please do follow us by scanning this code. I'm hoping to get some followers Just kidding. You can follow if you want.
Yeah. Thank you, Sanika Patil ma'am and Dishant Gandhi sir for delivering such an insightful session on Future of Technology 4.0, intro of open source using GitHub. Your talk has provided us with a deep understanding of evolving technological landscape, and I'm sure it has inspired many of us. On behalf of IEEE Student Branch and Sir CRD College of Engineering, we would like to express our heartfelt gratitude for your time and efforts. As a token of appreciation, we would like to present you with a memento and a certificate of appreciation. We hope this small gesture will remind you of this session and a heartfelt appreciation for your valuable contribution to our knowledge and growth.
Thank you so much, Varun, for having us. Thank you so much, Karthik. I hope it was helpful and at least one of the attendees should get started with the open source contribution. I would be very happy if I see the post that they have started contributing to open source. So thank you so much.
Please do tag us if you post anything about open source or if you got any opportunities for open source programs. And you can reach out to Sanika for any help with GitHub. And one more thing, I forgot to add. Just a moment, everybody stay here. There's a good thing about GitHub, which I think is useful for all. That is this GitHub Student
Oh
Developer Pack.
yeah, the most interesting thing.
Yeah, you get a lot of benefits. I have used those. And I'm still
It's
using
awesome.
because I'm a student of MCA. Just namesake. Okay. See, you get Copilot. And let me share you the interesting stuff. See, right here we get Notion. You can have your own website with Namecheap. For 1 year, you can renew it every year because this code gets renewed every year. So then you can have your own cloud from Azure. You can have multiple websites that is with .tech. This one is .me with domain.me and then name.com, Heroku. What else we have? Yeah, VS Studio. You can use Primer in there, Copilot. You can have MongoDB. There's one more thing I'm finding currently. If you are into UI, you can use icons. Wait, then Elbow Expert can help you with coding interviews. If you are streaming anywhere for anything, you can use StreamYard, which is free for students. And I'll share this link. Go check it out. Make sure you scan your ID, paste it there, click a photo, send it. That's all. You will get verified within 30 minutes. I'm not promoting it up. I'm just promoting giving you few benefits. Okay, guys. Bye.
Yeah, thank you once again, Sanika Patil ma'am and Dishant Gandhi sir, for sharing your expertise and making this session such great. We look forward many more such as interactions in future.
Thank
Thank you
you.
so much.
Thank you, ma'am.
Uh,
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, guys. I think it's a great session about the GitHub. And students, from the next sessions, please try to be active. Okay. And we are sure from we will active the students with a meet. And okay. And thank you, guys. Thank you
Yeah,
for
quite
your
good.
Thank you.
times
Bye
and
bye.
efforts
Yeah,
towards us. I hope all the students have a knowledge on GitHub. They will this night they will try all the things you share with us.
sure.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you,
Easy.
everyone.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Students, just stay in the meet. Students who are second year juniors, ఎవరైతే మీట్ లో ఉన్నారో ఒకసారి stay in the meet.